Now, I've always wondered if it's possible to rebuild a bank with only one gold piece and the high alchemy spell. To be more specific, one cast of the high alchemy spell. So over the last couple of weeks, I've been attempting just that, trying to find unique items that we can snipe for low on the Grand Exchange, but high alch for a decent price. It was actually quite challenging, but let's see how it went. So in our inventory right now, we have one gold piece, one nature rune, and 5 fire runes. I haven't even given myself a staff of fire, which means high alchemy will be a bit more expensive now than it normally is. Now I've decided to try this now because nature runes are just so cheap that I think it's now possible to find an item that we can buy for 1 gold piece and alch for a profit. Now the first item is going to be by far the most difficult. I've been scouting items to buy for an hour or so and still haven't really found anything too promising. Now to be able to at least profit a tiny bit, we need to find an item that will high alch for at least 130 GP, although ideally more than that, because the nature rune costs 100 and the fire runes cost 25. Now after searching the Grand Exchange databases for a while, I've landed on this item, the black axe. The value of this item is really tanked today only. Normally it goes for 500, right now it's going for around 25. I'm hoping if we put an offer in for 1 gold piece, we might be able to snag it at this price. If not, we'll have to switch over to something else, but we'll give it a try. So we left the offer in overnight and we woke up and it actually has completed. I have no idea how long it took, but I think at least 5 or 6 hours. So I was able to buy the black axe for only a single gold piece and we're gonna high alch it for 230 gold. So that has multiplied our cash stack by like 100 times, so not bad. Although we do have to take our costs out of this, which was 1 nature rune and 5 fire runes. And after repurchasing them, we actually are only left with 97 gold. Okay, so I guess there's no reason not to just run back the black axe again for 1 GP, you never know. Now to go with it, we have an item that should hopefully buy quicker than that, the coif. I'm hoping we can get that for 1 gold piece as well. And finally here, we're gonna go for a more sensible item, the maple longbow U. These are actually pretty commonly alched, so I expect that one to come through first. So we waited for a few hours and we had no luck on most items, so we decided to switch things up a little bit. I switched over to actually the maple shield, which is an item I've never owned in my life before, and the bullseye lantern unfinished. But the maple shield I actually bought for a reasonable price, 40 each, and they actually high alch for 192. Which means we're going to profit somewhere around 25 to 30 GP per shield that we buy, and we got 3 of them. So we have to unfortunately alch them 1 at a time, and then go ahead and buy another nature rune, 5 fire runes, cast high alch 1 more time, and repeat that 3 times. A little tedious, but that's just kind of what we have to do to start off here. So obviously the first major purchase we need to go for, the Staff of Fire, and how much does it even cost? 1.4k. Kind of expensive, but we'll get there. Alright, so it is now the end of day 2, and I was able to buy a couple more items here. We got more maple shields, which is good. We'll be able to high alch those for a similar price, but we also managed to snag 1 bullseye lantern. I managed to snag this for 13 gold, but you can actually high alch it for 180. So we'll net a profit of around 50 or 60 gold on that. Not bad considering these normally go for 300 or 400 GP on the Grand Exchange, so we got it for 20 times cheaper. Unfortunately, we have to go through this slow process 1 at a time, buy a single nature rune, high alch an item, repurchase the nature rune, and, well, repeat a couple times. Okay, so after high alching all those things, we're now up to a cash stack of 324 GP, and that's only taken me 2 full days, so yeah, 150 GP a day is pretty good. Okay, so I left this offer in for another 2 or 3 hours, and we were able to buy 3 bullseye lanterns this time. The bullseye lanterns are just a better return on investment right now, albeit they are a bit slower as well. So we got another 4 quantity of items here to alch, netting us about 30 GP-ish on each of them. So that's roughly another 120 gold profit. Okay, so we left a few offers in overnight, and I was able to purchase a new item here, the Mithril axe. Now the Mithril axe is actually quite good. We were able to buy it for 60 gold roughly, but we can high alch it for 312. So that is a much better return on investment. We're actually going to net like 150 gold in profit on that. I tried to buy an Adamant Warhammer overnight, no luck on that one. So we're going to give up on that for now. We're going to actually try to buy more Mithril axes. But now that we have a bit more money to work with, an item I just noticed is the iron platebody. This thing is going to be super handy for one main reason. I think we can instantly buy it for a profitable high alch price. So I think we can buy it for 136 gold instantly, which we just did. That's exciting. But we're actually able to high alch it for 336, which means we're netting a bit of profit on something that we instantly bought. We're at 600 gold right now, and I think what that means is we can pretty much just grind out the Staff of Fire right now. It's a bit tedious, but we just gotta buy Nature Rune, buy Fire Runes, buy our Iron Plate Body, and repeat that a dozen times or so, and we should have our Fire Staff. Okay, so with that last high alch there, we are up to 2,200 gold, and that is going to be enough, I think. If we go in the Grand Exchange right now, look up Staff of Fire. Right now they're going for about 1,400, but we'll just try to insta-buy it for 2k. There it is, we bought it for 1.8k, and all of a sudden, just with that, our high alchs are now 20% cheaper, which are going to make this process just a whole damn lot easier. So with our new fancy dandy Fire Staff obtained, we're going to just finish off the buy-in limit for the Iron Plate Body. Now buy-in limits are going to be one of the major things restricting me from just consistently alching profitable items all day. We're going to have to wait, we're going to have to be patient, and we're going to have to be a little smart to find consistent good items to alch. So the buy-in limit's reset every 4 hours, but for now we're going to just do the entire buy-in limit of Iron Plate Bodies, which should be around 100, and we'll see where that leaves us off at. Okay, so I think that's it, and after high alching all of those Iron Plate Bodies, we were actually up to 10,000 GP. That really slingshotted this upwards. Hopefully we can find some more items like that. Okay, so here's another one. I was pretty sure this was going to work eventually, but Dehyde Bodies are usually profitable to instantly buy and high alch them. The only problem right now is they're kind of expensive, like we could only buy 2 at a time. That's pretty much what we've been doing. We're buying them for 6.1k each, high alching them for a 600 GP profit, rebuying the Nature Rune, so overall we're profiting 500 gold every time we high alch one of these. Super good, a bit tedious though, as we have to go buy 2 at a time and high alch them and repeat, but we should be able to do this all the way up to the buy-in limit, which is 70. So we only have to repeat this 35 more times. Oh my god. Okay, so I think we have finally hit the buy-in limit, or they just stopped buying for that price. I'm too lazy to count, to be honest. Now, the world of high alching kind of comes down to 2 major categories. High volume items that will give you a little bit of money, but there's also the entire world of sniping weird items for a low price and high alching them for a sizable profit. So after high alching all of those red Dehyde Bodies, we're up to 42k, but I have found an item I think we should be able to buy for really cheap, but we should be able to get thousands of gold back from high alching it. Now I was just looking at GE Tracker and we found the Ring of Wealth scroll. Right now it's going for 4 gold pieces, which is crazy. I have no idea if we'd be able to snipe it for that low, but it normally goes for 8,000. There's really no reason not to try this just because it's so cheap anyway. So we're gonna try buying them for 50 each. I mean, woo, big spender here. We're gonna overcut people by 10 times. And yeah, we'll just put 10 quantity in because it doesn't really matter. That's such a cheap offer anyway. And while we're waiting, we'll move on to the blue Dehyde Body, which is similar to the other one we were doing. Profit's not quite as good, but we're buying them for 5.1k each and high alching them for 5.6. So about a 400 GP profit on the blue Dehyde Body. We can buy, looks like 8 at a time, so that's nice. We only have to repeat that like 10 more times. Oh my god, we got one. We got 2 to be accurate. We're able to buy the Ring of Wealth scroll, 2 of them even, for 50 GP, but we can high alch it for 3,000. So we just got 6,000 gold from that and only invested like 300. A huge return on investment from that. For some reason, this item is just cratered in value. It's just an anomaly. For some reason right now, nobody's selling it. Man, I hope we can get more of those. That's such a profitable alch. Oh my god, they're still coming through. We have not been here very long. We've gotten another 4 of them for 50 each. I mean, that's another 12k in high alch profit with almost 0 investment. So in the time it took me to high alch 70 blue Dehyde Bodies, so like hardly 20 minutes, I was able to buy 8 of the Ring of Wealth scrolls for pennies. We're rolling in money now. We actually invested into 100 nature runes. I mean, we got some extra money to work with. We don't have to rebuy them so often now. And after high alching everything in our inventory, we're up to 101,000 gold, our first 100k cash stack, and we are currently on day 3. We made quite a bit of progress, but I think it's about time to move on to something else. Okay, so it's about 3 hours later, the same day, and we've actually pivoted to something else. A couple of weird items. We got the ancient ceremonial gloves, which I think are from the next minions, I'm not even sure, and the split bark helmet. These gloves high alch for 19,000 and we're buying them for around 16,000, so about a 2.5k profit. We'll take that. And the super fashionable helmet will high alch for, I think, about 1,000, so it's all adding up. Okay, so I knew it was going to be gone for a couple days, so I decided to invest into a couple of weird items. We bought 45 rings of life and 18 initiate bottoms. We're getting about 300 GP in profit on the rings of life and about 500 on the initiate pieces, all adding up to a decent profit. Nothing too crazy, but after a couple more days, we're up to 175,000 gold. Okay, so my next item of choice here, the Adamant platebody. I've been struggling to find weird, unique items, but I have found a few consistent ones. The Adamant platebody we've been buying for 9,100, and you can high alch it for nearly 10,000. So we're actually getting like a 700 GP profit on each platebody right now. They're definitely going for under market rate. So I'm gonna keep going until hopefully we hit the buy-in limit. Okay, I think we have done it. It took about an hour, but we were able to alch 125 Adamant platebodies for like 700 each, which means we actually ended up with like a 90k profit on all of those platebodies, which essentially increased our cash stack by about 30%. So we're up to 250k, and we're gonna try to buy a few weird items. We're gonna try to undercut a offer on the Bandos boots. We're also gonna try to snipe another random item, the Dragon Boot Ornament Kit. Once again, this item is for some reason is going for pennies. It's worth way more, but hopefully we can snipe a couple of those. And while we're waiting, we're gonna try to high alch some black d'hide bodies. Similar to the other ones, we can buy them for 7,000 and we can alch them for 8,100. So we're getting nearly 1,000 GP profit per body that we alch, which is really, really good. So after alching the entire buying limit of black d'hide bodies, that gives us another 70k in profit. We're gonna move on to the red ones because it's another day, the limit has reset. Oh man, look at that. We can buy 50 at a time, making this process so much less annoying. And after alching all of those, we're up to a 370k cash stack, plus an offer, but that's not worth very much. Okay, weird. So 2 days later, and we finally bought some of the Dragon Boot Ornament Kits for 50 each. I kind of gave up on the item, but I just left it in because why not? It was so cheap, but it's very similar to the Ring of Wealth scroll. We got it for 50 each and we can high alch it for 3,000. And we got 9 of them, so that's 27k in profit with almost 0 investment. Pretty damn nice. We will take that for sure. We'll put the big offer in because why not? It's like pennies. Might as well have it in there just in case. Now after claiming our offers in here and high alching everything, we got a few granite bodies as well. We're actually up to a 500k cash stack. Pretty damn good at $500,000 already. Now what we're going to do with that is actually invest it into an item that I've personally been able to snipe for a low price quite a few times, and that is the Ancient Ceremonial Mask, or really any of the pieces. For some reason, these routinely drop by like 10 or 15,000 even sometimes under the high alch price. People just kind of forget about this item. So we're going to try sniping them for 25,000. They high alch for 30, so that'd be a 5k profit per, and see if we can get kind of lucky on that one. Okay, so no luck so far on that item, but we were able to go through an entire buying limit of every single d'hide body, all the colors, except for the green. That didn't happen for whatever reason. And after alching all 210 quantity, we're up to a cash stack of 700,000 GP. Oh my god, we got some weird offers going on here. Now I ended up buying 1 rune heraldic shield. I was hoping to get more of them, but that's actually a 11k alch right there. It's a clue scroll item, but it's still a rune kite shield, so we still are able to alch it for a regular price. So we'll take an 11k profit there. A couple other random items we got here is blue d'hide chaps. I mean, we're trying that out. Pretty much as profitable as the body, but even cheaper, so why not? And we got another 130 alchs to go through or so. Now another item that you can high alch pretty consistently for money is the Earth Battle Staff. They're really expensive and you're not going to get a ton of money from it, but if you're looking for more so magic experience doesn't cost anything, the Earth Battle Staff's a pretty good option. They alch for 9,300 and we're buying them for 9,000, so we're getting about 150 GP on each one. Not a ton of money, but it's something to do while we wait. Okay, so there we go. We got some crazy things going on now. We got a couple one-off items once again, like the empty trident, but more importantly, we got 6 of these Bandos full helms. They finally came through, and we're gonna get a 5k profit alching them, so that'll bring us a 30k total profit. We also got a few other interesting items here. The bucket helm, just a regular bucket helm, which no idea in the world where this comes from, but I'll be able to alch that for about a 3k profit as well. And we got some flame tar hammers, another weird item, but actually quite a profitable one. We can alch them for 6,000, and we got them for 4,100, so that's like a 1,700 GP alch on about 40 of them. So that's actually our most profitable item out of all of them, surprisingly. So we got a lot of alching to do. Okay, so we finally finished up with all the items, and we are actually up to a 1.2 mil cash stack now. We've crested a mill, we've rebuilt the bank pretty well, so now we're going to try to invest into a few items that we haven't had success on yet. Okay, so it's a couple days later, and we managed to buy quite a few random items. The one I was hoping for actually finally came through, the Ancient Ceremonial Mask. We bought them for 25,000, and we can alch them for 30k, so a 5,000 GP profit alch. Kind of crazy. We got 8 of them, so that's just 40k we're going to make in about 10 seconds. Okay, so it's been a couple more days, but during that time, I was able to buy a significant amount of these ceremonial masks. We bought them for 27,500, which means we're getting about a 2.5k profit per alch. So that means from alching all of them, we're going to get 120k profit in about a minute. So is it possible to rebuild from a single gold piece and the high alchemy spell? Yes, it's possible. It's slow and you do need to be patient, but it was kind of a fun challenge. And at this point, the sky's the limit. You could keep alching up to 10 mil, even maybe 100 mil. The process is pretty similar though. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Now, before I go here, I want to give a giant thank you to all of my members over on YouTube. Thank you so much to Alejandra, Mitch Reinders, The Hybrid, and Kush Patel for all being subscribed at the Dragon tier. You guys are awesome. I do really appreciate it. Also, thank you to Kapersky, YoYoSub89, and NDM0001 for being subscribed at the Runite tier. Thanks everyone again, and I'll see you next time.